Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sakuma Podcast with Talk. It's Nico here, and I'm so excited to be here today because I'm here today on the third episode, the hidden talents. Hidden talents. I've been trying to say this word properly for many, many times, because English is very confusing. Hidden talents, hidden talents. But what I like about English is that even if you say a word not properly, people know what you are trying to say. They know that. But because some people who are really difficult will think, oh, he shouldn't say that. He should say it this way because that's the way it's announced. I'm like, okay, I understand you, but you understand me too, what I'm trying to say. So we're living human beings who got very, very, very rich communication skills that can be actually acknowledged and understood and used, but people refuse to give other people a chance to actually to understand this is not my first language, for example. Oh, I'm not good on that. I don't do the Queen's English and stuff like that. But anyway, today I came to talk to you about hidden talents. We all got hidden talents. For me, for example, yes, my name is Nico again. I'm a stand-up comedian and I do public speaking. Sometimes I do workshops on different venues. Like last week, I was in Edinburgh, I was talking in front of the students about it, my journey as a asylum seeker and refugee. Because these students, they're all like social workers, so they're almost finishing their courses, but they're gonna go out there. So we give them a little bit of a sense of understanding um, what life is like to be an asylum seeker or a refugee in the UK. For me, for 10 years, and I've been living here 26 years now. But my case was always refuse, appeal, refuse, appeal. So yeah, we go and share all that just to help them understand when I get there. Um, and just to be honest and clear with you, every case is different. So my story is not going to change the world, but it does help a bit. People understand that this is what it's like to be an asylum seeker. But I'm not saying every case of asylum seeker is like mine. No, we all have different cases, stories anyway. So yeah, I'm so excited because I just finished episode 2 yesterday on hidden talents. Hidden talents to me is like we're all talented in somehow, and hidden talents to me it's a very unique thing to have. And secondly, they're always overlooked. They're always overlooked because it's like overlooked skills. Like sometimes I do it myself. Like I used to say, like, nah, I'm not good enough on playing football. Oh, nah, I'm not good on this and that. But once you start doing it and you become really enjoying it and good. So I think that's what I'm going to be talking about a bit. And the reason why I got this episode coming up very often, Hidden Talents, is that we are here in Scotland, in Glasgow. We got Glasgow International Comedy Festival starting on the 11th of March to the 29th of March in Glasgow. And I'm also going to be performing there. I've got 3 days in the venue. I will just let you know the dates now. Perform on the 15th, 22nd, and 29th. It's gonna be in Glasgow, 57 Union Street in Glasgow. It's an African restaurant called Calabash downstairs. You never miss it when you're in train station. You know about this place because it's unique and it's busy. So I'm gonna be doing those 3 days there. And as well, of course, another dates. I think it's the 14th, and so I'll come back to that to the people once confirmed everything. Those days will be only for the podcast live for the festival in the same venue and talking to the audience and as well interviewing mainly comedians and visitors, people who just come from outside of Scotland to hear what they think about the festival itself and as well just sharing an experience and yeah, enjoy the show. I think that'll be the part of the podcast that time. So yeah, I think I'm looking forward to that. For me, when I do this podcast, I always also share a bit about my journey, my life, myself, and I think I said it already. I'm from Zimbabwe, and I've been living here almost 26 years. And the journey was not easy as we think. When I mean the journey, I mean like the life itself. Because I was born in a village in Zimbabwe, in a place called Chorocho. My grandmother was taking care of us because my mom she was working in the big city. My father was nowhere to be seen, so I don't know. Yeah, so we got my uncles, neighbor to us, so my cousin, my nephews. We had a very good a good life, good relationship as families members and stuff like that. It's only now when I think this is what it was a good life because we didn't have anything. We didn't care about money. There was no bank in the village. There was no jobs. Everything we did for ourselves. You know what I mean? My grandmother had cows and goats and chickens. It was so beautiful. We were surrounded by animals. We had dogs, and my uncle had donkeys and cows, and we name it. The whole village was just buzzing about, nature and stuff like that. So it was like really, really nice. That's one of the things I miss a lot since I moved to the UK in 26 years now. I'm looking back at like the things I took for granted. Now I want to use. I want to go there. I want to. I know when I close my eyes, I can see those places, but people told me everything has changed. And I refuse to let that go. That beauty has left. I mean, look, why? But again, life moves on, as people always say that things change and the nature changes as well. So yeah, people always like ask me, Nick, how was life when you were young in the village? For me, it's fantastic, man. I only look now like we had a very calm life. What I mean, like stressless. You don't have to rush for the bus, for the train. You don't have to see 1,000 people every day. Even to see one car in my village, you are very, very lucky a day. Those days, uh, not every time you see a car, but there were some cars when you see a car goes down to the bushes, to the forest. They're going to kill an elephant. We know that they're going to do that. Especially be like Europeans or Americans because they pay the government to go into that. But those days I was young, so it was because they'll bribe us with meat. They'll come when they come back, not the elephant meat, because yeah, they do. They did give people elephant meat, but not me. I don't eat elephant meat because my second name is Ndlovu. Ndlovu means elephant. So actually, okay, I'll come back to that soon because I think I need to explain why. So yeah, they used to come back and bribe, give the villagers some meat, my buffalo meat, whatever it is. So people, that time I was young, I didn't understand and I think it was okay, to kill an animal. I thought it was okay because it's not like now. My life has changed a lot. So, okay, let's go back to my second name. Glovo means an elephant in Ndebele, in Zulu, in other languages as well, part of Africa. So, yeah, Ubuntu, Abantu, that's us. So I don't know, but I'm just gonna this is like kind of like, I'm just thinking that why our second names always matching an animal. Like my mom, her second name is Dube. Dube means a zebra. Then my grandmother was Svanda. Svanda means cats, wild cats. Stuff like that. There's some second names called Nyoni. Nyoni means birds. They all our tribe. They got all the names, second names. They all got the animal, specific animal meaning to it. Connection. I mean to say. So that's very I still don't know how to explain this, but I find it very unique and as well very nice to know that I have a relative out there in the world, elephant, the big family, stuff like that. And I remember my grandmother, she used to say, "Oh, don't worry. When you see the elephants, don't worry. They'll know you." I was like, I'm not taking that chance. I'm not taking that chance because an animal it doesn't know that it doesn't know about a second now. He will kill you. You know what I mean? So anyway, but that was when we were young, there were days to yeah. So but I've seen the elephant many times, so I know they're sometimes they're very nice. They don't if you don't provoke them, they can just walk past, you know. But when they got small babies, they can be very defensive. Like any family, any mother, any father can protect the child. So you understand. So I enjoyed grab home. Like we spend most of the time like in the fields and crops were like we had lots of watermelon, groundnuts, and what's the sugar cane. Not the sugar cane I see here, but something different. My grandmother had a field with lots of corn. There's a season. Okay, there was a season. December is a season of the rain. People, yeah, I think I'll say maybe from October, November people start cropping stuff, and yeah, December is like almost finished in this rain. Then around April, that's where the what's called harvesting start. Yeah, maybe it's almost, yeah, April, or maybe almost finished. Actually, yeah, like now, what's the March? Yeah, so now, like if really the crops came out right, people are enjoying now. They enjoy like fresh corn, watermelons, beans, and yeah, I miss that. Sit on the fire as a family group, people chilling, telling stories, and the animal sounds outside there. There's lots of, and it doesn't matter, whatever's out there, the grass is green. You can hear all the movements out there, so it was really great. Um, yeah, I miss that. Like, yeah, I can go to my uncle's house to chill on the fire, people just talk. It was nice. So yeah, I like that. And the school was really a bit far. We walk back, and it was nice. And we did our best, I mean, like to get that education to understand. But life moves on, and then political things started as well. Like I don't want to go there because there's lots of in Zimbabwe. It's like it's been like very unstable. Some government for over 40 something years. So that I'm not here to talk politics, but I'm just sharing about my journey. So I'm just gonna leave the politics on the side because it's not my podcast. We don't discuss politics much here because when you talk about politics, the things happen through the government. Sometimes you need to have evidence, and so I'm not gonna talk about that now. But we all know that Zimbabwe is not stable even today. It's run by the same regime, and yeah, it's not good at all. It's good for them, not for us. Well, if you're not part of that that regime or the tribe, you're not really counted on wealth. Anyway, so yeah, so I think the purpose of today is about the hidden talents. I keep saying hidden talents, hiding talents, whatever. For me, it's like hiding anyway. It's hiding talents, hiding. Yeah. So yes. I think personally, I've seen people who are talented without knowing. Actually, when they start, they do well. Like I remember I was talking the other episode. I was talking about when you look at like social media, for example. TikTok, for example, TikTok has given people energy and enabled them to be confident. Everybody's an actor, everybody's a dancer, everybody's a speaker, they do great. But my question remains the same. Do you think these people can actually perform the same way if they're in front of the audience? I would say no. I'll say some of them, yes, they'll do, but I don't think I'll see when you come. I've got experience as well. I think I'm repeating myself the same episode I done yesterday. Like when I started doing stand-up comedy, they gave me 3 minutes. That 3 minutes was the most. Oh, I don't know how to describe that 3 minutes. Was the most hardest or scariest, and really, really, I'm like I didn't piss myself because it was really, really, really tough. 3 minutes. But nowadays, when you see the TikTok videos, people can go on for 15 minutes, like really enjoy themselves. And I'm like, really cool. I'm like, wow, these people, they never seen what I've seen. Let's put them on the test. I want to see them live. I want them to come to the like live venue, like where the audience are in front of you, 200 people, and show me your style. Let's see if that works. So anyway, I'm not saying people shouldn't do things on TikTok or YouTube, on Instagram, so that they can do it, but I want them to get paid. You know what I mean? Because TikTok has got a trick nowadays. You pay for this much money, get these followers or viewers because you pay that money. That's not real people viewing your things. It's just TikTok putting those numbers for you in their own system. Or you think that people seen my thing. I don't believe that until someone actually comment or something can see, go back to their account. Then we are dealing with people. Of course, there's some people doing well on TikTok. Don't get me wrong; they do well and stuff like that. But I'm just my concern is about the people living in the villages in poor countries. I feel like they've been exploited by this. Or if you get this number of viewers or stuff like that, you get this much money, whatever it is. And I don't know if they, yeah, I'm still struggling how people make money. Then, if they do, why do we have so much poverty if everybody's making money on TikTok? You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. Not everyone, I mean, say not everyone is perfect, but actually, the point I'm trying to make here is I'm struggling to understand why people They are so talented on TikTok, but they cannot be talented outside of TikTok. We need to talk about that, you know what I mean? Because don't get me wrong again, I'm not saying everyone on TikTok is not talented outside of TikTok, but I'm saying, like in my own experience, standing in front of the people, you need really proper confidence, which means as human, we know that talking in the front of public, front of people is not, for me personally, is, yeah, you get used to it. But even now, I'm a performer. I still got that 3 seconds or 3 seconds, 4 seconds of that nerve wracking, like really nervous. Like you start like shaking a bit, and then once it passes, and the nerves pass, and then you're back to your normal. Especially if you know what you're talking about, enjoying what you're talking about, it's great. But that's why I'm saying hidden talents. These are people who got hidden talents. They need to be put on test. Good. It's okay. So I think yeah, I know I always share. I always share about my life in back home when I was home, and I'm gonna mix it a bit about now here in Europe. Like I always say, well, the first time I arrived in London in 2000, so many things were different to me. There was so many things like very different. Like I always gonna say this anyway. Like you know how people do things in let's put it there. I always talk about culture differences, culture differences. Like I remember my first week in London. I met a friend. She's European, and then one day she said I went for coffee, and then we're just really enjoying the company talking. Then when she was about to leave, she wanted to give me a hug. I was like, oh my, what is this? Because honestly, in my village, we don't hug people. That's not the way we greet people, like hugging. So for me, it was new. So I didn't know what to do. I just freeze. And then I feel bad now because she just looked at me like, oh, this guy doesn't want me to give me a hug and stuff like that. It really makes me feel so bad until today because I didn't know how to go back to her now because now I love hugging. I can hug her maybe like 10 times now. But before I didn't know what that means. So I yeah, I went and asked a friend what that's supposed to mean. Like, oh Nico, you should have given her a hug. She likes you, she's a friend, you know what I mean? Oh man, this culture difference. So I was like, even today, it's still, I don't know where she is now, but it still give me that. I wish I did, but I did not know because this is what people don't understand about culture differences. It's like we all have to learn and understand that. Like now, I'm well integrated in Europe, in UK as well. So I'm kind of like really, what's called part of the community. I understand almost everything, and I know what I mean, like how to welcome somebody, like, it's really nice now because I'm in this yeah, part of the society. Um, so but before my first weeks, it was really difficult because you don't know if you're doing the right thing or you're not doing the right thing or it's not open the door for anyone. I just walk past. What I mean, I remember I went to McDonald's, there was a queue. I just passed the queue. The Luxoric said there's a queue. I did not know all that stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, we learn as we go. So I think the Q stuff, I done a joke about it. I know it's not funny, but it's true. I remember writing this joke about the queuing. I said, okay, imagine I went to McDonald's, right? And there was this long queue. I just passed straight. And then the lady in the front, in the till, she said to me, sorry, sir, there's a queue. Go back to the queue. I said, hold on. Imagine if I died in McDonald's and the BBC will come and say, an African boy has died with hunger in McDonald's in London. Would you donate for me? It's culture differences. Some of the cultures can kill people because how do you know how hungry I am? I mean, I've never eaten for 5 days and I just need food straight away. But there's the queue. Hold me back. Some queues can take up to 10 minutes, 15 minutes waiting. Boom. You know, yeah. I don't know. It's just a joke, please, guys. Don't take that personal. But it's just to show you that yeah, culture differences it's really nice, and as well it's very important to also respect other people's culture, respect other people's views, and also respect yourself as well. So yeah, for me, London the first time was really, the first 2 3 weeks was really hard. And the other thing I didn't like even until today is the tube. Oh no, the noise of that thing, my god, the speed. I prefer the buses because I've got this. No, I don't know. I'm not a good fan of the tube. Um, like to be underground alive, I just don't get that logic of me to be buried alive. I'm like, I'm on the ground. I don't know how many miles to get down there. I've got those kind of, yeah, it's not negative thoughts. It's just those weird imagination about the whole thing to be on the train on the underground. I don't really like it much. But what can I do now? Because I live here, so sometimes you have to get used to it. Even if you just go to the subway, I'll take it if I go to university, but I'm not really good fan. I prefer cycling, and yeah, I do that. So you can tell I still got my village vibes in my blood. Like doesn't like things that are a little bit new to me. So I hope you enjoy this episode as well. I'm gonna come back with another one. So today is episode 3. Please, if you listen to it, share with your friends. Or you can go to Spotify, find Sakuma We Talk podcast, or you can go to www.wetalkpodcast.co.uk, or you can find us on YouTube as well. Nowadays, you can just Google Sia Kuluma We Talk podcast. Then you'll find it there. And my name is Nico Ndovu. I was in Siakuma podcast. And thank you so much for listening. And please share it with your friends. And leave a comment if there's anything that you want to know. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for listening. Bye bye.